This is so exciting. I've already had my fancy multi-camera setup go horribly wrong, so I guess that's the nature of live streams. The show must go on. So I'm just gonna work with a one camera setup today. But I thought it would be fun to show you the whole process of me making a small project. Normally my tutorials are very condensed. I just try to show you the most important parts of the process, but I thought today I would make a whole rhinestone pen live on live stream for you so you can see every step of the process. And just a reminder, if you're watching this playback later, you can change your playback speed to be in 2x so that you can watch it in half the time. So I'm gonna flip my camera around here and we're gonna get started. I'm gonna make a rainbow rhinestone pen today. And this is a tutorial that I do already have on my channel, but like I said, it's just condensed. So today I'm gonna show you the whole process start to finish. So I'm starting with a PAPERMATE InkJoy pen, and this type has a little clip here that you can lift up, and there's a button hidden inside. So I'm gonna take this end of my rhinestone picker and just poke that button, and that's gonna pop out the top. You can take out the spring and the ink and just kind of move those off to the side, don't lose them. And the next thing I'm gonna do is sand down the whole surface of my pen. So you wanna make sure you don't sand the parts that aren't gonna be covered by rhinestones, because then you're gonna have visible scratches. So I'm just going to sand the rest of the pen. And I've got a piece of sandpaper here. This isn't gonna sound nice, I apologize in advance. So once you've got a nice sand on your surface, it's just enough to make it textured so that the glue and the rhinestones can stick better. It doesn't have to be like every inch of it completely sanded. But now you've got some dust on there. So what I do next is I take a little cotton round and some rubbing alcohol. And I just clean off all of that dust so that we have a nice clean surface to work with. And then you're ready to go. Just let that dry off a bit. So my favorite glue for rhinestone projects is called Gem Tack. It's by the brand Beacon, and there's a link to it in the description as well as everything else I'm using if you're interested. But I like to transfer it into a precision tip bottle. This has a really thin metal tip on it that makes it much easier to do precision work. So I just transfer some into the bottle, and that's how I like to do my rhinestone projects. So I'm actually just gonna fully take this off so it doesn't get in my way while I'm working, and work it all the way down to the nozzle. And I'm gonna be using this wax rhinestone picker to place all of my rhinestones. There's also a link to this in the description. And then this is a variety pack of rhinestones I got on Shein. I'm sure there are other ones like this, maybe on Amazon, but I'm gonna be using pink and orange and yellow and green and a lighter blue, a darker blue, a purple, and a lighter pink color for my pen today. So I've got a little bit of cotton on there, but that's okay. I like to start down near the point of the pen and do a thin line all the way around. So I'm going to start with my bright pink. My orange, yellow, green, light blue, dark blue, purple, and I don't have quite enough glue there. So I'm just gonna go back in and add a little bit more. And then the lighter pink. So then I just like to go around and make sure everything is perfectly lined up, nice and even. There are 4 people watching. I'm so excited. Thanks for being here. Happy Friday. Oh, it just went down to 1 as soon as I said that. I jinxed it. That's fine. I'll keep crafting. Hopefully you come back. So there's my first row done. And I'm gonna be doing rainbow stripes all the way up the pen. So if I could get it to focus. Nope, not focusing. That's fine. All right, so for the next row, we're gonna do another thin line of gem tack. And in order to get the nice striped pattern I'm going for, we're going to do the colors in the same order, but shift them slightly to the right. So each of the stones in the second row are gonna go in the cracks in between the stones in the first row, which is called the honeycomb method. So I'm gonna start with my bright pink again, but it's gonna go just to the right of that first bright pink one. And then I'm gonna take my orange, and it's gonna go just to the right of the orange. And I'm gonna continue that same pattern all the way around the circle like we did in the first one. And so continuing that all the way up the pen is gonna make stripes that circle spiral around the pen, which is really gorgeous with the rainbow because it makes like an ombre because it's in like proper rainbow order, Roy G. Biv. And there is my second row. So these pens have a little bit of a triangular shape to them. They kind of have like sharper edges, and that's fine. It looks great when it's done. It's just not as easy to work with as like a perfectly cylindrical pen. So you might just have to do a bit of shifting around to make everything sit properly. But I really like these pens. They're cheap and they write nicely and they're refillable. Okay, so that's my first 2 rows done. Now I'm gonna do a third row, and we're gonna do that same thing, shifting each color just to the right and into the cracks between the rows. I literally worked so hard to get a 2-camera setup. I installed this software on my computer and I watched a bunch of tutorials. I was gonna have a webcam showing my face and my phone recording my hands. And it was gonna be awesome. And then my laptop said, I can't handle all of this all at once. Then I had a quick cry and shifted gears. So that's how we ended up here today. But you know what? We're live. It worked. It's happening. So I'm proud. This is my first ever live stream. So now we're in our 4th row and we're going to continue just shifting. So as you can see, these colors are starting to climb, and that's just going to keep happening all the way up the pen. So sometimes you think you have enough glue and then you try to stick your stone and it just doesn't stay. You kind of get used to the feeling of having enough glue. So I just went and added some more. I'm just sticking another one on there and it stuck much better this time. You want to hear the cutest thing ever? The first rhinestone pen I ever made, I gave to my mom as a Christmas gift last year, and she loved it, and she took it to work with her. She works at a bank, and that's what she uses as her pen at work. But if she leaves her till, she takes her pen with her so that nobody will touch it because she cherishes it with her life. Isn't that so sweet? My mom's the best. I hope you can't hear my husband screaming at his video games. He's down 2 floors, but I can hear him through the vent. Two people are watching. Hi! Thanks for being here. I hope you're having a great Friday. So as you can see, the colors are starting to wrap around the pen, and they're gonna make it all the way around a couple times by the time I get to the end, and it's gonna be just a gorgeous ombre rainbow. Hi, Yvonne! Happy Friday! Do you have any fun plans for your weekend? Thanks. I love how the rainbow rhinestones all look together. It's so pretty. What am I doing? That one's not part of my plan. There we go. I love doing a rainbow with pink instead of red. I just think it looks so much more like unicorny and pastel. So I never use red in my rainbows. I always use just pink. Because in my opinion, pink is the best color. Just the usual adulting. Sounds like a good weekend, Yvonne. Very responsible. Oopsie. A lot of people will ask if these pens are uncomfortable to hold when writing. I don't find them too uncomfortable, but I also never write for longer than like a couple minutes at a time. It would probably get uncomfortable if you spent like your whole day writing. But overall, I find them pretty comfortable to hold. No base paint, correct. I did not paint this pen before I started. I never really paint pens because I find that the gaps in between are so minimal that it doesn't really bother me. The only time I really paint things, it's mostly actually with glitter instead of rhinestones. Typically with rhinestones, I use either vinyl or I just try to find a tumbler that's already, did I say rhinestones before? I meant tumblers. With tumblers, I try to find a tumbler that's already the color of my rhinestones, or else I use vinyl for whatever I'm gonna be covering. But typically with glitter on tumblers, I will put a base paint before I put the glitter over because sometimes it can look patchy without it. But never for pens. Yes, time is money. I mean, it would probably look better if I did a base paint, but also with the rainbow, I guess I could do white. I don't really know what I would do for this rainbow one for a base paint. So So I always say this in my videos, but a little bit of the white gem tack spilling through the stones is no big deal. It should dry completely clear, and you don't want like a massive amount of glue making a huge mess, but it is better for you to have a little too much than too little, in my opinion, because you don't want any of your stones popping off, and you'll just get a nice strong attachment. Nice real-time tutorial. Oh yeah, doing it for the fans. I wish I could do a real-time tutorial for a tumbler, but that would just be too much. That would be like a 30-hour tutorial. Yvonne, do you do a lot of rhinestoning? Or are you into like all types of crafts? What kind of stuff do you like to do? I would watch a full cup. Tease it before so we can make it with you. Aww. That would be awesome. Maybe I'll do bits and pieces of a full cup on live streams. That would be cool. Epoxy glitter, yarning, whatever brings me joy. I love that. I'm the same. Somehow my rhinestone videos are what kind of took off on my YouTube channel, so I try to keep up with those just because that's what people seem to like. But yeah, I'm the same. I love doing all different kinds. That's awesome. We're approaching the halfway point here, and I've only been streaming for 24 minutes, so that's pretty good. I love how quick a pen is. It makes such a good like gift for somebody if you want just to give them something handmade but you don't have a ton of time, or if you're new to rhinestoning. It's just a really great beginner project. Yes, Wega King, what crafts do you do? Thanks, Yvonne. Watching is doing it vicariously. There's something so soothing about watching someone else rhinestone. I find it really satisfying. Ooh, keep skipping the dark blue. There we go. Much less prep and cleanup, yes. Watching someone craft has much less prep and cleanup. That's for sure. Is this what you're talking about, Yvonne? This variety pack of rhinestones? I actually got it on Shein. I live in Canada, so our Amazon is not nearly as, it doesn't nearly have as much stuff on it as the American Amazon does, unfortunately. So I order most of my rhinestones from China. And Shein, I know Shein is controversial for ordering from, but they have a ton of craft supplies and it comes really fast. So yeah, this one, I think it was around $10 on Shein. And I have another one that's similar to it, but darker colors, which I used in the Hogwarts pens video. And yeah, they're both from Shein. Lots of good craft stuff on there. I know that there is a Shein website that's American as well. I'm not sure. I'm sure they would have a ton of craft supplies too. But yeah, I'm sure Amazon probably has a bunch of stuff like this as well. If you're in the States, we just do not have that luxury. I'm in CA lower 48. That's what you call it, right? I have no idea what that means. CA is California, right? Okay, our colors have made it all the way around the pen now. California, lower 48 states. Okay, that's cool. What's it like living in California? Have you always lived there? I've never been to California. Glorious, worth all the taxes. I bet it's a dream living there. This guy does not want to stick. There we go. You're gonna do a pen this weekend, Yvonne? That's awesome. Glad to be an inspiration. It's so quick, eh? I'm already almost done. Thanks so much for being here. This is my first time live streaming and my channel's still pretty small, so I wasn't sure if I would have anybody here until the replay. So thanks for keeping me company. Nice to chat with you. Gorgeous. Oh, did I say A? That's funny. I feel like I don't say it a lot, but maybe I did. You like the blue? Thank you. Which blue? The light one or the dark one? Once we get up to this gap, I'll show you what I do around that opening there. We're almost there. I'm gonna start holding from the bottom here. These rhinestones have been drying for long enough. It should be safe to hold it because I was just running out of room up here. Okay, so this will be our last normal row before we make a little change here. So this should fit just fine. Not enough glue. Okay, so for this row, I'm going to continue the same pattern. It's just going to get a little trickier with that hole in the way. But we're going to put the light blue right here, and it's okay if it overlaps the opening a little bit. My squirt bottle is from AliExpress. But they have them on Amazon as well. I have a link in my description to something really similar on Amazon. Actually, I think this one is from Amazon. Yes, this one is from Amazon, and then I bought some other ones from AliExpress that are a little bit larger. And yes, the links to everything are in the description of this video, Yvonne. There are links in the descriptions of all my videos, pretty much everything. So any of my other rhinestone pen videos also have the same links to the same products. Whatever I'm using, you can usually find the links in my description. I have an Amazon storefront as well that just has lists of all the stuff that I use for all my crafts. And the link to that is also in the description under the social links button. Okay, so this last little gap here is really small. Come on, focus. Whatever, anyway, it's really small. So I can't really fit a rhinestone on here without it falling off. So I'm just gonna leave that, and it's gonna be fine because the pen clip is gonna overlap that a little bit anyway, and you won't even notice it. Now I'm just gonna keep going. And again, we're just gonna avoid that gap while doing the same pattern. So I'm gonna put the orange one here. And this time there's a little more space here, so I am going to put the next one. Then over on this side, I'm gonna put the blue. And again, there's not quite enough room over here, so I'm just gonna leave that one. And then we'll keep going as normal. Buying stuff is a joy. I agree. when the top starts to get goopy, I just use my alcohol wipe from earlier and just get it right off. No big deal. And another pro tip, if your nozzle actually gets clogged, these straight pins that you use for sewing fit perfectly inside the precision tip. You can just stab it in, and they're so long that it really works well. Sorry, Yvonne, were you asking if I'm gonna sell this pen? Okay, so this green one is gonna fit in this slot here and still have room to poke the clip to refill it. So I've just covered the top of the hole a little bit, and that's fine. I actually don't sell anything I make. I've never sold anything you see on my channel. Everything I make, I usually gift to somebody. Either like for birthdays or whatever. Oh, that's not right. Or for myself, but usually it's a gift for somebody. And yeah, I just don't sell anything. Just about done here. You would buy this pen if I sold it? Well, that's good to know. Maybe someday. But right now, I wouldn't be able to keep up with, like, if 10 people wanted a pen. I'm just always making something new and different, usually just for my videos and for people as gifts. And then I have a full-time job as well, separate from this. So an Etsy shop isn't really on my radar right now, but maybe someday. You could definitely make yourself one of these though, Yvonne. Super quick and easy. Okay, I think that's about all that's gonna fit on this one. Just do some last final adjustments, make sure we're all lined up. And that's the whole pen covered. Yay! In 51 minutes of streaming. So there you go. Less than an hour for this project. So normally I would set it up like this, resting on something to dry overnight. And I usually wouldn't put the top back on, but for the sake of this video, I'm just gonna show you that when we pop this back in, that hole will be fully covered. You won't notice the gap at all. And then you can still access that when you want to refill the ink in the pen. I'm not going to fully push it in. I'm just going to gently take it out. But that's it. That's all there is to it. And you've got this nice cascading spiral rainbow pen. Super easy, less than an hour. And you could follow this same pattern with any number of colors if you wanted to do like all the different pinks or just like the pinks and the blues or whatever, and follow the same pattern to make the stripes. You could do anything. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you want to see more real-time full process videos, please let me know, because this was my first one. I just kind of wanted to see how it goes. But I would love to do more if people are into that. So let me know in the comments. And yeah, anything I use in this video, you should be able to find in the description, and leave a comment if you have any questions. And I hope you have an awesome rest of your day. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching the whole thing. And yeah, I'm glad you're here. I post new videos every Friday with craft tutorials of all different kinds. And yeah, that's it. I don't know how to conclude a live stream. It's my first one, but thanks for being here. I am so grateful if you are subscribed to me. It's not an Inkjoy. Well, I mean, technically it's an Inkjoy. The package says it's an Inkjoy. Hold on. It's an Inkjoy pen, but it's not the same as the other Inkjoy pens that people are always using. It's like, I don't really know. I guess they just use that Inkjoy on multiple pens. I don't know. But this concludes my live stream. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next Friday.